What was your role in that?
With my drawing pipes and drawing gates and drawing posts and got catch nets and got gold posts, and I was in the well at the time.
Now this whole development that took place in the community, was there a contractor involved or was it?
The only contractor was really involved was your man with the big dozer, and he wasn't a contractor, he's Eric King.
Yeah,
O'Hagan's, the big dozer, just for the push that bit off and push this bit down.
The vast bulk of the work.
99% of it was voluntary labour.
But nobody getting paid?
No, no, definitely not. Definitely not.
Then there was further development again where changing rooms were built and
that was that would have been the second phase of the changing rooms.
Yes.
It was built and then they were opened, and maybe a night or two before they were opened we were afraid there was a bit of trouble that time. And
that's what I was going to ask you there. A lot of this stuff was carried on when there's a lot of unrest in the country.
A lot of unrest, yeah.
Did it affect someone in any way?
It would have, yes, because the night before we opened our changing rooms, we actually had to sit up all night because we were afraid if it had been burnt or painted or bombed or whatever. Yeah. You know, so we actually, there was a half a dozen of us or a dozen of us that sat up all night just in case if anything Armagh down, they opened it. Again, I was in the middle of that too.
All this activity in the community, Ida and Berenice, what role would you have played in it? Were you involved in the fundraising and?
Oh yeah, anything that was on, or like going on over in the hall, we would have helped, like helping with the catering or whatever had to be done. You know, no matter what was going on, you were there to wash dishes or serve food or would it sell tickets or whatever, make sandwiches.
It was very much a family affair.
All the families would have gathered.
All the families would have gathered together.
Yeah.
Or else it was keeping Daddy seeing behind the scenes because he gets quite uptight when he's under pressure. So
yes.
What on the days of matches and all, particularly they were usually on Sunday, from your point of view, how did that affect family life? How did you find the GAA encroached into your family life, that you ran it stood back a bit, or was it right in there? For instance, what I'm thinking of is maybe your Sunday lunch. Maybe you'd have cooked the dinner, and when you looked round, the car was going up the road to wait till a match, and the dinner wasn't eat or whatever. Was there things like that happen?
Here it was very good now, because if Martin said there was a match at 12, I would have tried to make the dinner and have it organised and make sure that he got something there before he went to the match.
That did happen all right time.
Yeah, definitely. You know, if there was under pressure and I need to be away early, well, the dinner was forgot about then. You know.
Or you'd schedule it in for
later that evening. Yeah.
The from information we've gleaned over interviewing various people, and there seems to be a very active GAA club here, and it's been going pretty well over the years. Maybe not successfully on the field, but it seems to be a very important part of the community. Would you see that, Berenice, a club as an important role in the community, or what good do you think it does a community?
I think it is the heart of the community. It brings people together, you know, in this community. In the moment, if there's birthday parties, the youth club can be used, or if there's funerals, people, you know, go back to the hall and there's tea in the hall. In every event that goes on, it's the GAA family that sort of it centres around.
So it's definitely a great benefit.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
There's no doubt that it's out of shadow of a doubt.
Even speaking from my own experience, I would have had a very big involvement in the club myself, and then I had a car accident back in '93, and I know that there was a lot of fundraising done around that time for me, and they raised a substantial amount of money to help me to get on my feet after that.
GAA would have had
the club, it was the club, the Summon Club, and all the voluntary workers, you know, organised a big night and sold tickets and all. You know, and I know Dad and Mum and everybody was involved, and that was a big thing. You know,
Jay and Jana was a good support to us at the time of Berenice's accident.
You know,
that's about the people that I made friends with through the refereeing.
That's right.
You know, they supported us left, right and centre.
Yeah, and you were very ill then for a long time.
Yes,
Yeah.
I didn't really know what went on behind the scenes, but there were good support for Mommy and Daddy, and also, you know, the money that was raised, I was able to get things that I maybe wouldn't have been able to get otherwise. Do you know? So it was like, I mean, if you didn't have the GAA for that, you know, it's such a big circle. It takes in an awful lot of things.
Bernice, we'll stay with you. There's two things happening in the GAA now, and I'll start with you. One is the role of women. The role of women in the GAA now is becoming more and more important. Have you seen that develop over the years, and how's it going locally?
Definitely you would find a lot more women involved in the committees, and also probably on the actual field.
Ladies football.
You know, ladies football is much more developed, and also referees and lines people and that. So overall, definitely, and they're having more of a say. It used to be very much male orientated, but now women do have an awful lot more to say in it. So they would have, especially in committees and on the ground, and you know, selling tickets, and you know, it's not just making the tea and the sandwiches, which used to be their main role. It's now out and about, being the face of the GAA, and even commentators, and you know, even on the, you know, the television, you know, you see the women talking about the GAA, where it used to always be men talking about.
You would see it as a very healthy development.
Oh, and it's very important, because they bring a whole new dimension to it.
Yes.
You know, so definitely it's very important.
The other thing there, Martin, was that's creeping into the GAA. You talked there yourself about your heavy involvement and the voluntary effort that put the field and the hall there. Now there's professionalism creeping in. There's a lot of paid jobs in the GAA.
Yeah.
What's your views on that?
I'd have to say they're very dim on it now. I think it makes little of us as a grassroots. Now, I can appreciate some of the footballers is putting a very big effort in now, but I think it's win at all cost. You know, I don't know how you would do it, but I think the whole thing would need to just step down it, you know, take a step back and stop this thing of winning at all cost, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And like, you know, you can stop, like they've took out something there, the players are not allowed to train something over the winter months or something. But sure, like, that's nonsense. Like, you know.
You see this win at all cost thing even right down to local level?
Oh, absolutely. Without a shadow of a doubt.
And then if they don't win...
If they don't win, well, they blame the manager, or, you know, he's no addition, or the field's too wee, or the referee was bad, or, you know, it's not my fault as a player.
Yeah. What about, as I say, there's a lot of paid jobs. How's these professional paid people how's it going to affect the volunteers?
I honestly don't think it'll do any good to them, because you'll get people that'll take I don't know whether hump would be the right word or not, but they're just going to take a back seat. They're going to move back.
If they see somebody getting paid.
They see somebody getting paid. They're going to say, well, frick it, go in and watch the golfer. I don't know. You know, me, I'm sore about it, but I'll probably stick it. You know, I'll maybe swallow it and go on, but I'm sore. And the price into matches is the other thing which I'm very sore about. You know, honestly, a man, woman, 4 or 5 children, you know, and I'm talking about children, you know, fairly big each children that actually is a good, nice family out of the country. I think the rate into the match is terrible.
This would be county matches you'd be talking
Absolutely, yeah. Oh, absolutely, yeah, county matches.
Yeah.
You know, they can run over into their club match and a couple of pound at the gate and run on and that type of thing. But you know, to keep the GAA as a family organisation, I think it's important that they see their county. And when they go to the county, then, like, I know one man, very good friend of mine, has 6 of a family, and he cannot afford to go to Croke Park, Clonus and Saturday. Bottom line.
That would be a big change you'd have seen over the years.
Oh,
in the early days, you could always afford to go to
oh,
a
absolutely.
match.
But you didn't even pay for children that time, you know.
Yeah.
Like, sort of, the one height is the same as when they didn't, you know.
Well, there we have the thoughts and the reminiscence of Martin Rafferty and his family, Ida and Bernice. Thank you very much for your contribution
Thank you.
for your contribution to the GAA over your lifetimes. Thank you.